Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. Politics around Tawang, that only continues to escalate. Now we're getting a reaction coming in from the External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, who slammed Rahul Gandhi, gone on to say, don't insult our Jawans. Let's listen in.
If we were indifferent to China, who sent the Indian army to the borders to defend us? If we were indifferent to China, why are we today pressing China on disengagement and de-escalation? Why are we saying publicly that our ties are not normal? So we have no problem if there is political differences, if there is even political criticism. I have heard sometimes that my own understanding needs to be deepened when I only bow in respect. But I think we should not directly or indirectly criticize our Jawans. Yeah. When our Jawans, sir, are standing, sir, our Jawans are standing, sir, in Yangtze, in Yangtze at 13,000 feet. Yeah. At 13,000 feet, they are standing there defending our borders. They do not deserve to have the word pitai. The word pitai should not be used for our Jawans, sir. Sir, our Jawans are standing their ground, so they should be respected, they should be honored, they should be appreciated. This is not something which is appropriate.
So our External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar there, while speaking in Lok Sabha, has taken on Rahul Gandhi, saying that yes, the government is open to criticism, but you shouldn't hurt the sentiments or insult our Jawans. The word pitai should not be used for our armed forces. This, of course, is a direct dig at the comments that had been made by Rahul Gandhi, who, while criticizing the central government, had said that our soldiers continue to get thrashed. So, as I said, politics around Tawang, that only continues to escalate. On one hand, you have the opposition wanting a more sense of transparency from the government. They've also been demanding discussion on Tawang, which of course hasn't happened. The government saying that in the first week itself, the Raksha Mantri had already given a statement. What more does the opposition want to hear? Let me bring in my colleague and a senior editor, Pallavi Ghosh, who's been tracking these developments. Pallavi, the External Affairs Minister, taking a direct dig at Rahul Gandhi, saying we're open to criticism, but you shouldn't insult a Jawans, and the word pitai should never be mentioned, which of course is the direct dig to the comment that had been made by Rahul Gandhi that our Jawans are being thrashed. What is the point that the Congress is making today?
So the context really is Rahul Gandhi's comment at the press conference when he said that the government has turned a blind eye to a reality, and the reality is that Chinese are not bracing themselves up for any inclusions. What they are bracing themselves up for war, and वो लोग हमारे जवान की पिटाई करने के तैयारी में है. That has evoked a very strong reaction from the BJP. Now, S Jaishankar is not known to mince his words, and therefore in his style he made out these very strong comments against Rahul Gandhi, saying that you cannot talk in this language when it comes to
Pallavi, I apologize for interrupting. We have BJP's Amit Malviya now joining us on the broadcast. So good to have you on the broadcast with us. The opposition time and again, right from the Congress to even MIM, we heard from Asudin Owaisi also a short while ago saying the government is just not transparent enough. They're actually misleading people with facts.
I'm quite sure that the people of this country realize what Prime Minister Modi's government has done when it comes to China. The strong, assertive position that this government has taken has been unlike anything in the past. The problems with China are legacy issues that have been handed down to this government from successive Congress governments. And the whole country has seen how not just in Tawang, but also in Doklam, we stood our ground. Even in the Aksai Chin area, we've created a deterrent for the Chinese forces. The Pyeongtaek Lake has seen demilitarization of sorts. But Rahul Gandhi is perhaps the only individual in this country who cannot see the valor of our men in uniform. To use words such as Hindustan ke sipahiyon ki pitai ho rahi thi, when the video that the whole country has seen is to the contrary, only goes on to deride our men in uniform. You may have political differences with us, but to run down the army is just not done. We have very professional armed forces who do not respond to these kind of political jibes. But clearly, Rahul Gandhi needs to grow up. He needs to understand that we need to stand together as a nation when it comes to foreign policy and aggressive invasion on our borders, which is being attempted by expansionist forces. But if he is going to speak the language of the Chinese regime, then he will get the kind of response that he has got from the External Affairs Minister today. And perhaps in the future, the electorate will put him in place again.
Mr. Malviya, I'll just request you to stay on with us for 30 seconds. We also want to play out that soundbite of what Rahul Gandhi had said earlier. Let's listen in.
जिन्होंने 2000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर हिंदुस्तान का उठा लिया, जिन्होंने हिंदुस्तान के 20 जवानों को शहीद किया, जो हमारे जवानों को अरुणाचल प्रदेश में पीट रहे हैं, मैंने कहा हिंदुस्तान की प्रेस मुझसे इनके बारे में एक सवाल नहीं पूछेगी। जो चाइना का थ्रेट है, और मुझे तो वो क्लियर, और मैं इसको अब 2-3 सालों से कह रहा हूं, वो बिल्कुल क्लियर है और सरकार उसको छुपाने की कोशिश कर रही है, सरकार उसको इग्नोर कर रही है, मगर उस थ्रेट को ना छुपाया जा सकेगा और ना इग्नोर किया जा सकेगा। उनका पूरा प्रिपरेशन चल रहा है, उनका लद्दाख की साइड और अरुणाचल की साइड पूरा ऑफेंसिव प्रिपरेशन चल रहा है। हिंदुस्तान की सरकार सोई हुई है।
So that was the comment that was made by Congress's Rahul Gandhi. Amit Malviya of the BJP continues to be with us. We also have Rashid Alvi of the Congress. Mr. Malviya, what I essentially also want to understand, this is again what the opposition has been saying, that we are not criticizing our armed forces. We want to stand with the government as far as our forces are concerned, but we are only criticizing the policies of the central government because we feel they're just not giving us the full picture.
Again, it is coming from the Congress party that accepted 1.35 crore donation in the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation and opened up Indian markets to the Chinese. It's coming from a Congress party where Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi went and enjoyed the Chinese hospitality during the time of Beijing Olympics. It comes from somebody under whose regime, and not too long ago, there were parcels of land taken over by the Chinese, and it has been confirmed by none other than the National Security Advisor in the UPA 2 government. So clearly, the Congress party is in no position to question this government on either our policy or on the steps that we have taken, because it is a fact, and the Prime Minister has gone on record to say that not an inch of land has been encroached in the last 8 years. That's how firm and resolute we have been. And we have given the armed forces everything that they need to stand up and take on the aggressors on our border. It's a sharp departure from the time when men in uniform would want as basic as gloves and snow boots and jackets and night vision glasses, and they did not have it. So for Rahul Gandhi to come and lecture this government and to run down the armed forces, to say things which are contrary to what the Indian Army has achieved, it's for the first time probably in the history of our armed forces that we pushed back the Chinese with the aggression that we have. And other than Rahul Gandhi, everybody seems to know about it. So it's an opposition that refuses to see things for what they are, and it insists on building a narrative which the Chinese would want to be, peddled here in India. And I want to add to it, you have in JNK the Congress president who is known to have deep links with the Lashkar-e-Toiba. He has been appointed by Rahul Gandhi. So the Chinese